this thing is an abomination to be sold at the cost of 15 naira. See, c'est fini. You don't finish. 0 to 6 seconds, you don't finish. You are selling this at the cost of 15 naira. And people...
Problem many Nigerians don't want to.
Away from discussing Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido, the 30BG issue arising right now, are we really comfortable that bread that was actually sold at 500 naira earlier last year is actually sold at 2,500 right now? Are we comfortable that we are now selling Corolla 2004 supposed to go extinct, where nobody's supposed to use and they buga if things they're normal? Are we comfortable that we are actually selling and buying that very vehicle at 8.5 million, which was almost the same price that GLK was sold years back? Are we comfortable that we are actually, buying and selling Keke na Pepe, Malwa Keke, at the cost of 3 million 2.5? Kai. Are we comfortable that this nonsense, this sachet of impure water is sold at 15 naira per bag, per sachet like this? It's sold at 15 naira. I think Nigeria is a place where we are so relaxed as a citizenry. We are only moved by the cruise. We do a lot of ignoring a whole lot of important things and always cashing the cruise. And at the end of the day, inside life, you see a whole lot of people begging. After that cruise, you see a lot of people begging, doing a whole lot of begging inside the inbox, coming to people's inbox to beg. There's a lot of begging going on in Nigeria right now. That is the reason why if you come onto TikTok, you will see all these girls, mostly girls. You see girls ready early as 4 o'clock a.m., dress up, apply makeup, and stay on their live streaming, shouting, "Please send me a gift." That is corporate begging that TikTok has actually integrated, thanks to TikTok actually. But no matter how it is, na begging it be, nothing has been done to the policies that has led to all this high in prices of commodities and goods. Nothing has actually been done, because every now and again I come online, we don't see anything. The only thing we see every now and again is the acceptance of whatever the government threw at us. They say they increased the custom duty. Everybody keep quiet. All we only did was shout, hey, way. That's all. And that is the reason why this present government currently have the confidence, have the boldness to throw anything at you, because they know that whatever they throw at you, you can only do nothing but accept it and cash cruise with it. Listen, when a house is about to collapse, it doesn't collapse almost immediately. Sometimes you get to hear the crackings. You get to hear some block losing forms, get to hear some sound before it collapses completely. We are at that stage where there are a lot of crackings on the walls. We are at that stage where there is a lot of blocks losing their forms. Honestly, if you pay enough attention and see what is actually happening, with a whole lot of policies that has actually gone through many departments that the government are actually facilitating, that is affecting the common citizen in the country. You, where they even watch video, know they're happy. But what have you done about it? Have you lent your voice? No. Everything will be cruise. Everything will be say we go always there in the discussion of idle talks. No. This country is in fire. This country is currently in fire. Maybe some of you don't pay attention to the news, or maybe some of you read only headlines. I'm not coming here from a headline perspective. I'm coming here from what is actually happening. I can tell you that there is no African country that sells a Corolla 2003, 2004 at the cost of 6. What am I even saying? At the cost of 5 million. Go and do your research. Everything will be dollar. We are not even sending a message that discourages the government. We are sending messages that encourages them to do more. Oh yeah, because I can't see the reason why a common person, I can't see the reason why a Nigerian that is experiencing this whole thing, even if you have money in your account, at this point in time where we say your house dey on fire, where you're supposed to pursue rats, you're supposed to find way to quench the fire, you dey go put more fuel for the fire. If you have cars in your garage, or if you have a car in your garage, and the Corolla is sold at 8 million naira or 8.5, a 2004 Corolla is sold at 8 million, 2.5, and you went and bought it, not as a need, but as a person. I'm talking to you as a person where you say, if you say get business sense, you want to buy it and keep because you can appreciate. You are one of the problems of this country. I know put water for my talk. You are one of the problems of this country because you're not discouraging the government to stop. Rather, you're encouraging them. Oh yeah, you are encouraging them. You would even buy Corolla for 8.5 million. Are you blessing yourself or you are cursing yourself? You where they buy and you use money, go buy 8.5 million naira car. Person no go see the what. Now only you go to use your money to tell people, say, you know, so now 8.5 I buy and you be mumu. You know, just get sense. You a mumu. If 3,000 Corollas were cleared at the cost of 8.5 million each, and the federal government is actually with the data looking at it and saying, okay, 3,000 were actually imported and it was actually sold, and every night, and it was sold in this very country. What does it send to the government? It sends to the government that you all are doing very fucking well. The message you're actually sending to the government at that time, the government, what they want. See, the government works with the data. The government, the federal government, the local, the state government works with data you give them. It is what you give to them is what they are going to work on. So you're actually sending no significant message that you are actually suffering any hardship. That is it. The only thing you're actually telling them is that with the suffer, but they don't know. The data doesn't correspond with what you're actually saying. You are saying you are suffering on a surface level. At the end of the day, the data doesn't correspond in any way. How? They bring Corolla, buy at 8.5 million. And mind you that if 3 million Corollas are actually sold, the government have shares in that. And if there is a discouraging factor that made that those 3 million cars were actually sold in a single year, the government will have to come to regulation of another thing. The government will have to come to terms with another pricing. The government will be forced to do something to that pricing, because they will know that at that point, the reason why this very commodity didn't sell is because of the high price. But when you can always chest it, anything where they bring you and I go chest down, I know the question, no protest, no peaceful protest, no showing dissatisfaction that you are not okay with this. Come on. Many of you will always say, if you do protest, what will happen? See, let me tell you, there is nothing as powerful as protest, lending your voice. No, in any country, there's nothing as powerful as lending your voice. But when we sit down and always assume, say things don't spoil and we not go do anything, let's lend our voice. We are not even trying to lend our voices. We are not even trying to lend our voices. We've not even started. We are all cruising up. We are all cruising. That's what we call it. We always catch cruise all the time. We suffer and smile. We smile on the TikTok screen, smile on our live screen. At the end of the day, we go, they beg people, people will fill up your inbox, they beg. A lot of things are happening. Not doing so much to discourage these people. The lack of public pressure is making them to do more. The lack of showing dissatisfaction is making them to do more. Lend your voice. There's nothing as powerful as lending your voice. No matter how you want to lend them, even if you want to lend it through your live stream on TikTok, Facebook, whatever social media, even if you want to go to Third Mainland Bridge, Kalaka, they should say, I am dying. Show it. Do this thing. The government will listen. You are actually giving them the data that you are doing very well. That is what it is. You're actually giving them the data. Every now and again that they go through their records, the annual records or the monthly records of how things are actually spent on, because no matter how you see, 80% of everything that you do is answerable to the federal government. In case you don't know, every purchase you made is answerable to the federal government. Just in case you don't know, they own you full time. Sometimes shows say the way that they treat you say no work. It is not going to be all the time we laugh and always catch this cruise. Where is the cruise? No be person where they are alive, they catch cruise. How are we catching cruise in this situation? If we don't voice our discontent, the government will feel so relaxed. That is just the thing. Let me say this again. We never reach that extent as a country to they sell bread with a shop for 500 naira last year, earlier last year, to be sold at the cost of 2005. na abomination it be. This thing now, this thing where I don't know whether they go through filtration or all that. This thing is an abomination to be sold at the cost of 15 naira. See, c'est fini. You don't finish. 0 to 6 seconds, you don't finish. You're selling this at the cost of 15 naira. And people are not being paid almost up to 30,000 in a single month. And we are all happy. Keke na pepe where people they buy, they give other people to hustle, bring returns. It is a total abomination for that thing with 3 legs to be sold at 2.53 million. That is exactly the same price. This same Corolla where they 8.5 now, they sell them almost earlier last year or last 2 years. Yes. So when I'm saying all this, I know what they talk. No be everything where they give on I go chest time. I know that sometimes it's actually need, but then currently now the only thing that you should be interested in buying, what you go shop, buy and stock, buy and making stock. Don't be too relaxed, my brother. Don't be too relaxed. This whole thing that is happening right now, it's actually bad. It's getting worse. Please, the last thing we want to see is this country being in a worst state. You know, go funny. At that time, if you won't wake up, lend your voice, it will be too late. The time is now. I've lent mine. Please do yours.
Valentine of all people.